So our assignment or the activity this week is to create 5 blocks in AutoCAD. And we're going to go through how to create a block, but basically we're going to be looking at furniture. We're creating 5 different furniture dimensions, with dimensions, or without, you're not going to be putting the dimensions, but the 5 pieces of the furniture, we can get their dimensions basically from dimensions.com. So there are a lot of categories in dimensions.com, and you can select basically any type that you want to be creating as a block. So initially we want 5 pieces in that file. I will create one with you, and then we're going to be creating or converting it to a block. And then you can basically select other 4 elements here and create them in the same file. The first thing that we need to do is to basically create a separate file for this exercise, which is activity for week 5. And this can be done by just creating a simple template, and that you can use the template that you created, or you can start a new file and type units. Okay, and make sure that this is decimal, and this is set to 0 and it's set to millimeters, and hit OK. Right, so that's the first thing, is that you identify the place or the project drawing with the units as per the assignment instruction. Now, if you go here, I can select a lot of other, from the armchairs, I selected the Divina lounge chair, and I do have here some indication about the dimensions, and that's why I urge you to use this for creating your furniture blocks, because this is going to be easier for you to find the dimensions for. So we're going to be doing the plan for this chair, and I have the overall dimension at 95 centimeters by 90 centimeters. So this is going to make it also easier for you because you're using decimal units. So we can just convert this to millimeter right away. So this is going to be 900 and this is going to be 950. All right. And then we're going to go on, basically how to do or how to use those, how to figure out or eyeball the dimensions here ourselves. So I'm going to begin by creating just a square, or almost a rectangle, that is 950 by 900 millimeters. So this is what I will do. I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to click and drag. And the first to put is 950. And then I'm going to click tab, and then I'm going to click 900. And then this is our rectangle. The very first thing I'm going to do after creating this rectangle is I'm going to offset this rectangle to the inside, because as you can see here, I have almost another rectangle to the inside. And then we're going to explode those, because we definitely, as you can see, we have a lot of fillet edges on the side that we want to do. So that's the second thing we're going to do. But the first thing is I need to offset or create another smaller rectangle to the inside. So this is what I will do. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to offset this. So I'm just going to go to offset. All right. And I want to specify the offset distance. The offset distance, I probably go with 100 millimeter and press enter on my keyboard, and then click here and then click to the inside. All right, so we're just eyeballing this. You might use a different value, but the whole idea is we want something that looks like that, like this shape from the top view or from the plan view. All right, so we don't have to be very precise, but we just needed the exact measurements for the outline of the chair. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to explode the outside rectangle, and I'm going to explode this as well and click enter. All right, so we did that because I really need to separate those lines. Now, the only thing I can do is that I'm going to go to the extend command, and then I'm going to hit here, and here. So I have one of the armrest, and I'm going to do that again on that side. So it looks like we're almost done. I'm going to right click and enter. And I still have a couple of lines here to add, but if I take a look at this, I have one line here almost at 1/3 of the arm. So I need to put this in, and with a distance that might be also 100. I mean, if I want to be consistent, I might use 100, which is the exact distance I used here for the thickness of the arm. Of the arm of the chair. So I might use that same value or a little bit bigger. It's up to you. Again, we're looking at the overall appearance of the plan view. We don't have to be that much specific. So I still have one line here at third of, or almost, yeah, it's almost 1/3 of the armrest of the arm. And then we have another line, and then we have another line. So I have one line, 1, 2, 3 lines to add. I'm going to go here, okay, and I'm just going to move this. I'm going to click on this line. I'm going to click on move, and then I'm going to hit, I'm going to specify a base point, and then I'm going down. Again, I want to go almost at, I don't want to be that much precise. I can be, if you want to be, you can be like, okay, so I want this to be 160, and I can see that by the polar value that I have, or 159. So here is fine. I'm going to basically stop here. And actually after that, I can offset this line to this side. So I'm going to go to offset again, and I'm going to use the same value, which is 100. So if it's already there, I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to click to that side. All right. And then I'm going to do this again, click here, and then click to that side once more. So I have those two lines that are created. Right click with the mouse and enter to exit. And then I don't need that line, so I'm just going to click on it and then delete on my keyboard. So from here, it looks almost like we're there. We just have a lot of fillet edges to do. And this is going to take some time for us, because you can see that we do have some values that are bigger than others, especially at the seating area. So I'm going to start with the smaller, those seams, as you know, I used 10 millimeters for those, but then we might go bigger on the end of the seating. So I'm going to start with the arm, and then we're going to proceed from there. So for those small fillet corners, I will click here, and then I'm going to go to fillet. And the very first thing that fillet is asking you is to select the radius. So don't forget that. I'm going to click on radius, and I'm going to type 10 and enter. And I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to start doing this. Okay, and right click and repeat fillet. Notice that sometimes when we do that, we might lose a line. So this means that we're probably going to be doing that fillet several times. Okay, and I'm going to right click again and repeat fillet here, like that. And if I take a look, you can see that there are two fillets here, one on that side and one that belongs to the arm. So I'm going to do the one that belongs to the arm, repeat fillet, and then I have that like this. Okay, so that's almost done deal with that armrest. One thing I can do, I can actually copy that or create a mirror image of it on that side if I want, or I can create the lines and do the fillets. I mean, it's up to you how to do this. You can mirror a copy of this on that side. All right, and we can do that right now. Let me try to do this right now. So I'm just gonna delete this and delete this. And I'm going to mirror this by selecting all of the elements of this arm side. Enter on your keyboard after selecting objects, and then hover over the midpoint, click and drag down perpendicularly like this. Erase source objects, no. So we're done with that. Okay, I still have one line to add, so I'm just going to click here on line, and I'm going to zoom in, click here, and then click here, and right click and enter. So almost looking like something that looks like here. Now we still have 2 edges to be filleted from those lines. So I need to extend that. Now, I know this is going to be tedious, but again, you don't have to be that much precise if you don't want to. If you're done with that and you don't want to do this, or at least extend the line, I can do this, extend the line all the way up, and then I can fillet this again, like this. All right, and I can do this again, extend this using the those stretch points, and then using the fillet again on those. Okay, so it looks something like that if you want to be that precise. Now I have another line here that I need to extend down there from here to here, and click enter. And if I want to be, if that precision is needed, which is bigger, I might give this like more than this 10, because the radius for the fillet here, I chose 10 millimeters. Maybe this is 20. So this time I'm going to go to fillet, enter, and click on radius. And this time maybe I'm going to use 20. And then click here. I need to extend this first. So let me extend it, because you cannot fillet a curve to a curve. Those have to be lines. And I'm going to do that also from the other side, like this. And then we're going to go to fillet again. Radius, it's 20. Enter on your keyboard, and we're going to do that. Right click, repeat fillet, and this and that too. And again, we still have some, some cleaning that we need to do by extending those lines like that. And we have to do this again on that side. Okay, and yeah, so if you want to definitely continue filleting those, you feel more than free to do that. I mean, if every time you're going to start doing something like this, you're definitely going to be losing some parts of the line. So and then again, this has to be the smaller fillet value. So if I click on fillet here, go to radius and do 10, okay, and then start doing that, I know that I need to go back and extend those lines between this and this. Okay, and we're going to do this from the other side. Repeat fillet and repeat again. All right, and I might basically extend that line finally. Go down and do this on that side, just to be if you are that person who's a perfectionist and you want the this to look exactly as what you see on the dimensions.com website. Okay, so yeah, and just to finish, I maybe just use those elements to copy those. Like this. Not that line, I didn't take the line, and then I'm going to click on copy, and I'm going to move another copy a little bit down like that if I want to. Okay, and then I can delete this line. If I have an overlapping line here, I can delete this, or I can leave it. It's not that much of a problem if I delete that and I move that down a little bit later on. This. Okay, so you get the idea about how to create a piece of furniture, or the plan view of that piece of furniture. We need 5 of those, so feel free to pick different 5 from the categories. If you click here, you have a lot of furniture objects, Okay, so drawing the object is, you can see you have a lot of things that you can experiment with. You have sectional sofas. You can select something for the kitchen that you're going to be using. So this is basically really good start because you have all the dimension or most of the dimension that you need. And again, we need something in plan view. So make sure that what you're trying to create is in plan view, is not in elevation. I mean, if you want to create something in elevation, well, you have to create the plan for the plan view or the top view for it first. So we need 5 different pieces of furniture. And as you can see here, for example, if you have something that you don't have the plan view for, then it's not going to work. Because here, for example, we have those sofas and we don't have a plan view for it. So, try to select something. Yeah, so here we have the plan view, and definitely not that very much easy shape to do. There is a mark bed, day bed. Maybe this is something that might be easier to create. We still have the fillets as well. So fillet is going to definitely work well with you, because that's mostly most of the furniture pieces do look like that. And you also have lighting pieces. Anyway, so you can definitely go to dimensions.com and have an eye on 5 pieces, and then try to create them into one file, as what we did here. Now, how to make a block out of this? Well, it's easy. I did talk about this in the assignment in creating the kitchen, when we made the appliances and the kitchen sink a block. But here again, we're going to type a block on the keyboard, enter, and I think this was called Livina chair, right? And we might also add 950 by the dimensions by 900. All right. And later on, you will know why we add the dimensions, because it might help us when we want to make that, to scale this object or rescale the object smaller or bigger. So we would know basically the reference or the real dimensions. I'm going to click on pick point. All right, and then I'm going to click on any point here. Usually I like to click on the corner point. Since we don't have a corner point, I actually do something like that. I just try to extend that line several times, so I have the pick point from here, from the corner. And then I'm going to click, and then I'm going to select objects. I'm going to select everything here and enter. And now the chair is here. So the name, picking a point, you can pick the midpoint if you want to. You can pick the one of the points of the corner of the arc, anything, and then you're going to click on selecting the object, selecting everything, and clicking on OK. Okay, if that happens, it's because they don't need any. The multiply symbol is not really something that AutoCAD likes. So I'm just going to type by. So it's 950 by 900, and clicking OK. And there we go. So we need 5 of those pieces, okay, and they have to be in one file, so it's in the same drawing. And if you want to move it, now if I click here, you can see that it's just one block. I'm going to click enter, and then I'm going to move it, and and you're going to take a screenshot of the other 5 pieces, of the other 4 pieces that you create, and that's going to be your activity for this week.